So now let's take a look at a couple of our viewport options. So first we're going to maximize our viewport here. We're now going to go up to the upper left-hand corner of our viewport and click on where it says perspective. This is the viewport's name. We're only going to go over a few popular options here, but I encourage you to play around and see which ones you actually like to use the most. So at the very top here we have smooth plus highlights. This is a default method and actually creates a fairly nice result. We also have wireframe. Wireframe is similar to what we were seeing in the other views, and this can be very helpful to see what kind of complexity you're dealing with in the scene. It also allows you to easily see through objects. Next one on from there, which is often used, is if we go back to smooth plus highlights, then we right click on the viewport name again and go down to edged faces. This is a combination of those two modes. We can clearly see the complexity of the scene, but we also get a nice solid texture look to it. There are some nice hotkeys for these methods as well. You can press F3 on the keyboard to toggle between smooth shaded and wireframe. And then while in smooth shaded, you can press F4 to toggle the lines or the edged faces on and off. Now, in addition to this, if we right-click on Perspective in the upper left-hand corner of our screen, and we go down to Show Statistics, this brings up some useful statistics based on what's going on in your scene. So it'll tell us that we actually have about over 3,000 polygons and how many vertices we have in the scene. Now, this can be easily changed if we right-click on the Perspective view again and go down to Configure. This will bring up a lot of viewport configuration options. You can see we have our steering wheel. This is where we can find our view cube configuration options, some lighting and shadowing, and then finally statistics. Statistics is what we have right here. So in this case, what we want to do is we want to turn on triangle count. We want to do total plus selection. Don't really care so much about vertex count. And then we click on OK. We now have a little bit more information. We have the polygons, the triangles, and then what's selected. Currently, nothing is selected. So instead, I'm going to click on this front wall here, and you can see that this front wall is comprised of 440 triangles and 245 polygons. You also get a nice frames per second readout. The only other option I want to show you deals with the actual layout of your viewports. And we're going to be going into some more options later on. But this one's very useful, especially when you're getting started, because you may be coming from another package, or you just may like to see things in a very particular way. So let's jump back to where we can see all four viewports. Now, these viewports, as you can see, are currently defined as front, top, left, and perspective. Now, if we move the cursor in between these, you can see it changes. We can click and drag on this bar to resize our various views. We can click and drag in the middle to resize them all at once. And if we want to get back to how we started, you can right-click and click on Reset Layout, and that'll bring you right back.